Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. I've got my producer in here. Thank you so much, Vavik. Can take off the headphones now. I have Rue, of course, holding space behind me, but the co-star is working her way here. She is in the green room right now, getting dressed to go on stage or on air. Actually, she's trying to run her way here from the green room, but she's not quite dressed yet. That's not stopping her. All right. We have an amazing show tonight on Sandalphon, and Sandalphon is actually going to be helping me with our School of Mystics this month and, in a sense, co-teaching. It's going to be a very, very exciting month. So we're going to be talking about all things Sandalphon here this evening. However, and I've been, doing shock therapy and taking prescribed medicines, so I'm not allowed to say those statements that, what are they, bridge statements, such as, with that said, sorry, Aya, with that said, do we have a crazy, crazy, crazy powerful show for you tomorrow night? Usually we have our interviews on Thursday night. However, Dr. Stephen Greer, the founder of the Disclosure Project, somebody who knows more about UFOs, UAPs, and alien technology, zero energy machines, all of this, than probably anybody else on the planet. He asked if he could come on the show tomorrow night to talk about an upcoming National Press Club event. And I said yes. It is absolutely stunningly the most powerful and perhaps important show I have ever done. So definitely do come join us for that show tomorrow night. I will say this, I put a warning statement at the start of that show. The first time ever that I put a warning statement, because I'm not a gloom and doom guy. I'm a love and light guy. But that show could scare you a little bit. And I'm not one who fearmongers, who says, oh, let's have a show to scare people. That's the opposite of what I do. But I want to put that disclaimer out there that if you need a good night's sleep tomorrow night, you might catch it during daytime hours, because it is crazy, 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 off the hook, powerful, and important. Probably the most important show I have ever done. And if you watch me for a while, with live shows, we're well over 2,500, maybe even approaching, no, probably not approaching 3,000 yet. 2,600, maybe a little bit more than that. All right, let's get into tonight. And then I see my co-star, she's working her way over here. Is she ready to say hi? Because we're going to dive into Sandalphon. And every time I keep, oh my, hold on, let's move some drinks here. So many of you know that we have a baby girl who had a minor health procedure last month. And before her health procedure and during her health procedure, Archangel Sandalphon kept on coming to me. And that's the topic for tonight. Do you want to say hi to people over here? Oh my gosh, golly. Here's my co-star. How does it get any better than this? So you want to look at everybody up there? Say hi. Yeah, I know. Say hi, everybody. Hello. Hello. Yay. He's pure love. He is pure love. Archangel Sandalphon, I'm jumping ahead, is about, oh, she's got the mic, the mouse now. Let's see what happens here. Is about healing, is about grounding, is about so many things. Whoa, she's got scroll down. And I credit a lot of her healing or helping us through this journey to Archangel Sandalphon. So Hannah Bear is going to work on getting to sleep now. But if I didn't have her on air, she would be crazy disappointed, would be the best way to put it, because now she comes running up when I set up to go on air. And she will point. I know. Well, do you want the mic? What do you want to say? No, nothing. No, you're good. Okay. You don't have anything to say? I know you got a lot to say. You're working on those words, aren't you? She's been running. She's been jumping. She's been in her own way swimming and meeting kids at the playground now. Anything else? You just want to be on every show I do. All right. So the question is, do you want to stay with me as I do this show? Because I'm going to get into my notes now. Or do you want to go to bed? You want my drink? You want my Topo Chico? Don't do it. I'm told not to do that on air, that could be very interesting. All right. So let's dive in while I have Hannah Bear here, who is taking the mouse. So let's do this. Let's give her the mouse. I've taken the battery out of the mouse. Why did I take the battery out of the mouse? She knows it. Because if not, I'm not going to be able to do 9 notes. All right. Here we go. And somebody's asked, can we do a Southern Comfort cameo? I'm not sure how to do that at the moment, but if I can, I will. If you've never heard of Archangel Sandalphon, you have probably heard of Metatron. They are both twin brothers, which is interesting as the mouse goes flying, because Hannah Bear's sister is who I usually go to in automatic writing. She has a twin sister, Miraku, who's on the other side of the veil, who didn't make it through gestation and so returned to the other side. So Metatron and Sandalphon are both twins, and they are the only 2 archangels who ever spent a lifetime in human form. Hannah Bear is going, Mama Bear, it's time to go. Good night. Mwah. Love you so, so much. Thank you for joining us. She actually just walked across the table here. And all right. I love her so much. I love her so much. Metatron, Sandalphon, both share similar roles. However, here at this time on Earth, Sandalphon is taking a step forward because he has to, because it's time, because of what's going on with the transition of humanity on Earth and what's going with the transition in our hearts as well. Now, for Hannah Bear, he came forward during her procedure and before her procedure because he's the protector of newborns. He's the protector of infants. He's even the protector if you have a health procedure coming up, if you're going to have surgery coming up. It's nice to get a bubble of love and light with Archangel Michael with sword by your side. But the real archangel that you want is Sandalphon, who will help you through that procedure. Sandalphon is also not just important for the heart, but perfect with music. So if you want to call in a different feeling inside of you, if you want to feel like you have heavenly music, if you want to feel at peace, like you have harp, not heart, harp strings being played too. He's the archangel of prayer. Call in Archangel Sandalphon. He is all about the energy of this time and helping us to ground and feel more centered during this time. So I have an upcoming School of Mystics. If you're not in our School of Mystics, everybody will tell you how it is. This is the month you want to join above and beyond all else, because we're going to look at surfing the energies of solstice, surfing the energies of the sun, and surfing the energies that come up now in June on either hemisphere, and helping you ground in, which is something that Sandalphon is uniquely suited for. And it's going to be coming through in each and every one of my teachings for grounding, for guidance, for peace, but most importantly, to help re-energize and revitalize you. So why Archangel Sandalphon now? Well, he's about healing. He's about healing our hearts. More importantly, in a sense, he's about healing our earth, healing nature, and about our connection to home, or this beautiful planet we live on. If you ever see a picture of Archangel Sandalphon, what you will see is he's portrayed as the tallest angel. Why? Because he was the prophet Elijah. He was written about in the Kabbalah. He's been written about in ancient Hebrew texts. He's been written about in other ancient texts as well. He was the prophet Elijah, who then ascended back to heaven, we'll put that in quotes, and became an archangel who was once here on earth. So he's portrayed in his images as being exceptionally tall, the tallest angel. because he has his feet on the earth and he extends all the way up to the heavens. Sandalphon is a bridge. We need a bridge now more than ever. The one thing that do I rail against? No, I love everybody. I love everything. But one of the challenges with a lot of new age and spiritual teaching, shall we say, is when the teacher or the teaching helps someone become ungrounded. I'm spiritual. Look at me. I'm zipping all around. And although, in all deference to my team, sometimes before a show, I may be a little bit like this because I'm already channeling and I can't remember what 1+1 is. But what I now know is when I'm not feeling grounded, to go to Archangel Sandalphon, who has his feet firmly planted on the earth. Sandalphon is a walking, talking bridge. He's a connection between the lower realm earth and the higher realm heaven. And he makes it a bridge that makes it easier to navigate this world, a bridge that makes it easier to make sense of this world. Yes, like tomorrow's, can I say it? Crazy, but not crazy like insane, but like, oh my God, show with Dr. Stephen Greer. He makes it easier for us to understand from a higher realm, and at the same time to be able to bring it back down to this realm. Without that bridge, we often get lost. We're confused because we're trying to operate up here. None of this makes sense. Or we're down here and none of this makes sense and we don't know how to connect up there. And that bridge becomes incredibly important. I'll go back to Dr. Stephen Greer for a minute. Tomorrow's interview, if you didn't have a way to ground, you could become really frightened and scared and not able to think afterwards. But Sandalphon reminds us there's something more going on and that it's all going to be okay. He reminds you that you're a divine being having a human experience. He reminds us what's most important. And he's trying to speak to you specifically. He is going to all of us who are waking up right now or are fully, oh, that's a weird word, awoke, who are fully waking up or seeing things from that higher perspective, from the level of the mystic. Sandalphon is reaching out to you and to everyone going through this life experience of waking up or being awake, helping remind us what's most important, helping to keep us plugged in, or helping us, if we feel lost, to plug back in. In Sandalphon's word, it's a special energy I carry. And when you plug into me, you're plugging into this higher level energy. Sandalphon calls it an elixir for all of humanity. That's what his energy is, an elixir for all of humanity. And what does this mean? When you plug in or drink the elixir from Archangel Sandalphon, it keeps you from getting spun out. You can consider Archangel Sandalphon in the most beautiful way an anchor. Not an anchor that holds you back, but an anchor that keeps you from floating away, or an anchor like if you're rock climbing that keeps you from falling down. So I do my automatic writing, looking for my mouse now that, oh yeah, it went flying. I do my automatic writing. I teach automatic writing. And almost every single time I go into my automatic writing now lately, I get, as I'm typing along, maybe I'll stop and pause for a second, and all of a sudden I'll look at the key, or I'll look at the screen and it'll say, hi. I didn't say hi, hi. Or I wrote down today's notes and I put them into a document for my entire team. And then at the start of the document, it said, hi. That hi is Archangel Sandalphon. And he's reminding me and he's reminding you to get grounded, to get anchored, to get back into our centered place, to keep from floating away. So last night I was writing about Archangel Sandalphon, and I had an urge to get my grounding mat going again. And I slept grounded, first time in months, because we had taken our grounding mat with us to Philadelphia for the Children's Hospital of Philly for Hannah Bear's procedure. It's interesting. There's a kitty crying in the background now. I felt this urge to get grounded during this time. And I'm sure you're feeling that too. This pull to get grounded, this pull to get anchored, this pull to get centered. That's why he's here now. Why is this so important? Because the information is coming to us and the energy is hitting us from all directions. And it's not just this Dr. Stephen Greer interview. You can turn on the TV, you can turn on the news, you can turn on social media, or you can close your eyes and simply turn on or tune in to the zeitgeist, the energy of this planet. And we're bombarded with energy that can knock you off balance, off your heels, or to cause you to become total gloom and doom. That's the energy we're in right now. But that's not what the information is meant to be at all. All of that gloom and doom information that hits us, if we are grounded, is here to help us become ambassadors of love and light. We're all meant to live at a higher plane, to live above the level of smallness, of pettiness, above the level of, well, being stuck in this low level, morose. Is that a good way to put it? Morose, gloom and doom energy. Roberta said, what's a grounding mat? Oh, I wish I had mine on me, Roberta, and I'll put it in the show notes. We have a link to Clint Ober's earthing.com. A grounding mat is a mat made with I'm trying to remember it's not magnesium, made with a conductive material that you plug into the ground, your third prong of your house. You plug into ground, or you can literally run a stake out the window with a cable and literally plug into the ground, and it helps connect you energetically to the earth. And you go, why would I need to be connected energetically? Well, if you've ever gone in the wintertime and shuffled around on the carpet and got zap, Rue jumps up, it's because we carry an electrical charge. And that electrical charge affects our immune system. It affects our sleep. It affects our ability to be able to think clearly. Now, that charge is both literal, and where a grounding mat helps. And this is the first house I've been in with all of our travels that I haven't had a grounding mat plugged in at my computer. Love you too, Heen. Thank you so much for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? But it's not just an electrical charge. We're carrying a charge of the energy of everyone and everything around us. If we don't ground, both something like earthing, something like putting our feet on the earth, but also something like connecting to an angel that is a grounding presence. If we don't ground, we feel spun or a bit flighty. So earlier this year, I was looking for an EA, and I never came up with the right EA. There's some beautiful, beautiful people that reached out to me, some that just weren't quite a fit. But there's something interesting. A whole bunch that reached out to me had this spinning energy to them. They were taking in this energy of the collective and were not able to ground into it. It turns out it wasn't just EA applicants. It's all of us who are feeling all over the place right now. And yes, admittedly, today was a day that I was very much plugged into this energy as well, because if you are like me, you're a very sensitive, energetic being. And so you plug into that energy of everyone around us. That's why we get the call on Sandalphon. You feel overwhelmed, you call on Sandalphon. Another point, though, talking about grounding both electrically and spiritually. If you carry that charge on you, and studies have been shown this, it creates a very jumbled, disorganized brainwave pattern. Your brain is out of coherence, particularly out of coherence with the heart. If you then plug into the earth, you go barefoot, you take a bath, you take an Epsom salt bath, you hold on to a grounding mat, your brain waves and your heart waves get into a greater state of coherence or clarity. The same can be said when you call on Sandalphon. When things are not making sense, when things are feeling, oh my God, I have no idea where to turn, what to do, it's all plain nuttiness. You call on Sandalphon, and he provides you with clarity. When there's too much of a rush or a hurry, and who hasn't been in a rush or a hurry these days? Call on Sandalphon. When the news is too powerful or overwhelming, or especially personal news, like news from a doctor, or news from there was a place we were looking at tonight, and we're told via text, we need to make a decision right away. Go to Sandalphon for grounding at these times and for clarity at these times. Now, the big question that comes up, and I haven't been able to follow the chat closely yet, I'm doing the best I can. So I see Chrissy with a bad mental health day. Oh, who stood on the earth and probably felt much better. And yes, Chrissy, go do Sandalphon as well, but you're doing the right thing, stepping on the earth. How does it get any better than this? And the question is, what about Archangel Michael? Archangel Michael is a powerhouse. He's a protector. He is a warrior. He is who you want to call in on when you need to go into spiritual battle. And battle is not battle. It means getting everything centered in here. Totally awesome for that. Or it means if there are challenges out here, having him protect you. Awesome for that. Well, Sandalphon plays a powerful role in protection as well. But nobody says, I called on Archangel Michael to feel more grounded. That's not his job. That's where you call on Sandalphon. Archangel Michael, he will cut through things, but not get your feet on the ground. Here's the wild thing. The power right now doesn't come from the heavens. It's interesting. A big part of the talk tomorrow night with Dr. Stephen Greer is about free energy and 0-point energy, which doesn't come from the heavens, so to speak. If you think of a lightning bolt, you ever looked at a lightning bolt? Well, it's not just that the lightning bolts go from heaven to earth, but quite often they go from earth to heaven. The electricity is often moving up rather than moving down. The planet is electrified, and we can power ourselves up through that connection to the earth. So when you're connecting to Sandalphon, what you're doing is getting grounded, being grounded, living grounded, and he is the angel of grounding. So how do you call on Sandalphon, or how do you get grounded in this time? Well, you can certainly ask for him, ask to be given the strength, ask to be given power. Archangel Sandalphon, please give me strength. Please give me calmness. Please give me power. And please give me the serenity of the earth. You can ask Archangel Sandalphon for support to be grounded and to keep from floating away. You can ask Archangel Sandalphon to free you from your worries, from your anxieties, for them all to be drained into the earth. Literally, when you step on a grounding mat, when you go barefoot on the grass, when you put your feet in the water or in the sand, sand's not as conductive as some of the other surfaces. Wet sand will go with. What you're doing is you're draining excess electrons from your body. It's why if you've ever had a substantial illness, let's say that your lungs are filled with junk, cytokine storm is what that's called. Cytokine storm is excess electrons. And there are studies, you can look it up by Dr. Stephen, spelled Stephen, by Dr. Stephen Sinatra and by Clint Ober, among others. There are studies that show that it knocks down a cytokine storm by removing excess electrons from your body. This is what Sandalphon is doing on a spiritual and energetic level. When you're feeling ungrounded, when you're feeling unstable, when you're worried, when you're afraid, you're anxious, you have excess energy. All this, in a sense, electrons flying and flitting around in a complete and total state of chaos. When you call on Sandalphon, all those excess electrons, in a sense, get carried away. You're discharging them. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mary. How does it go any better than this? So glad you're here tonight. How does it get any better than this? And she's saying, join School of Mystics and let's see. I have to scroll here. Join the School of Mystics and Automatic Writing if you're not. Truly amazing what you will experience. Thank you so much, Mary. And yes, we are going to be channeling Sandalphon all month, helping you ground, helping you connect, helping you recharge, revitalize, and get your energy up through the roof. That's what Sandalphon does. He takes our worries and concerns, and he doesn't just discharge them. He helps us alchemize them. What does that mean? The earth doesn't just take a piece of coal, or for that matter, take a plant or take a dinosaur, so to speak, and turn it into a piece of coal, or the plant, I guess, the dinosaur becomes oil. It becomes a piece of coal, but it gives it enough pressure, also known as energy, to turn it into a diamond. Sandalphon helps take that energy of yours and transform it into the diamond it was meant to be. So, don't know about you, but right now, for the majority of people, our energy, our fears through the roof, our anxiety through the roof, our sense of instability through the roof. And so, in a sense, Sandalphon is the most important or needed angel at this time. He can provide protection, of course. He can provide stability, even more so. That's what we're all needing at this time. Now, let me be the first to raise my hand here, because we had a rental property, as we've been traveling a bunch with baby Hannah, a rental property that we had rented here through the end of the year, until the owners felt and had some important reasons they need to move back in mid-July, which means we're looking for that place that resonates with us the most and meets all of our needs. Now, we can be spun out, we can be worried, we can be concerned, or we can go to Sandalphon and we can ground and ask for stability at this time. Thank you for grounding me, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you for grounding me, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you for grounding me, Archangel Sandalphon. Maybe say that with me. Thank you for grounding me, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you for grounding me, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you for grounding me, Archangel Sandalphon. Can you feel that? You drop down in here. Now, I'm typically known as the rah-rah guy, not spun out, but this high up energy. But right now, what we need more than anything else is to be grounded. When else do we call on him? Clarity of thought. As I was mentioning earlier, you get a whole bunch of decisions. You don't know what to do. You go to Sandalphon. Clearing. If you're going, this energy isn't mine. I just watched this show. I just went to this concert. I just walked through the mall. I just drove down the street. I was just on a bus. I was just with XYZ person, and my energy is all over the place and it doesn't even feel like mine. Go to Sandalphon, have him discharge that energy and clear away the energy that's not yours. Archangel Sandalphon, please help remove any cables, cords, strings, and attachments. You might want to write this down. Archangel Sandalphon, please help remove any cables, cords, strings, and attachments that aren't mine now and forever. And I like to use a magnet when I do clearing statements, or the back of a phone. And here is my lucky phone that went for an 8 or 10 foot swim about a month ago and came back to tell the tale. How does it get any better than this? Archangel Sandalphon, please help me remove any cables, cords, strings, and attachments from anyone I run into, from my family, from my friends, from my boss, whomever I interacted with today. Heck, for everybody on YouTube pulling their energy left, right, and center. Please help remove these cables, cords, strings, and attachment and energy that is not mine from me now and forever. Thank you. Put a hand on the heart. Run that magnet over the top of your head. If you yawn or anything of the sort, that's energy coming out, and Archangel Sandalphon will help you get rid of other people's energy. Now, Rue is wanting to go to bed right now, so I'm going to have him say goodnight. Then we're going to finish up a little bit more on Sandalphon, and then we're going to go to your questions and do a meditation. Run about an hour total here. So hold on. Rue wants to say goodnight, and then he gets to go to sleep. So he's a co-star number 2. Hold on here. Yeah, is that so? You're such a good boy. You see how the comb on the top of his head is flopped over and how his earlobes are brilliantly white? That means he's super duper tired. All right, let's go bedtime room. Let's go bedtime. You're right. And yes, Rue does sleep on a grounding mat. We learned last summer when he was really on the doorstep to the world, the other world, sooner than we would have liked. The grounding mat was one of the things that saved him. Well, at this point, every day, we get that opportunity where we feel spun, where we feel off balance, where something doesn't feel right. That is the call from Sandalphon saying, call on me at this time. Let me help you ground deeper and deeper and deeper still. But I feel spun, but I've got to go, but I'm in a hurry, but I've got to this. Ground. Archangel Sandalphon, please help me ground. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon, for helping me ground into the earth. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon, for helping me calm down. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon, for taking this excess energy. Every time you're spun, go back to Archangel Sandalphon. Now, there are so many reasons or ways or reasons is maybe the best term to get in touch with Sandalphon. But know this too. He is the archangel protector of the earth, of nature, of the animals. Now, I'm a closet meteorological nut, not so much in the closet. I'm a weather geek. I'm a physics geek. I'm a weathers geek. I'm certainly a sports geek and a few other things as well. But certainly a weather nut, and I love Mother Earth. And we can all see Mother Earth is throwing up quite the fever right now, and it is a wild and crazy ride. Call in Archangel Sandalphon to help the earth, to help nature, to help the animals, to keep storms quiet, to help forest fires be extinguished, to help cool us off. That's one of the big reasons Archangel Sandalphon is coming through right now. Remember, he is the archangel that connects earth to heaven and heaven to earth. So he has the special power, special angelic power on earth, over nature to a certain extent. It's all what we collectively dream into existence. And right now, what we've dreamed into existence is something that gets to be fixed, the right term? Gets to be shifted, alchemized into a different direction. Anything else to say on Archangel Sandalphon? Oh, it's going to be a fun month of playing with energy. I will say that in our School of Mystics, of practicing all different tools that Sandalphon is going to work with us to alchemize this energy. So if you take one thing away from tonight, certainly join the School of Mystics, certainly check out Stephen Greer tomorrow. It is this. There is almost nothing you can't go to Archangel Sandalphon for. And he's going to help you ground. He's going to help you find clarity. And he's going to help take a lot of that fear, worry, anxiety away. So if you have one BFF, one angel that you get to go to, particularly in the month of June. Why June? Well, we're doing this class with Archangel Sandalphon on the power of the solstice, because the energy of June in general, forget about these current times, which is craziness. The energy of June is huge. And at the time when the energy is the greatest, is the time when we get to ground the most. So, on that note, I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to open it up to questions. And forgive me, I couldn't see most of the chat yet because I was focused on my notes, but I want to see everybody that is in the chat and say hi to everybody. And Karen, I'm so glad you're resonating with us. Mary, it's so glad to have you back. Mark Wenham, Michael equals multi-geek. Well put, Mark. I couldn't agree more. And I'm missing a couple of those other things that I geek out to. But I'm sure we'll get back to them, or I'll tell you in school on Wednesday. All right, hold on here. Margaret, question. I've received messages that we are inside a crystal formation. It is a fluid crystal. I've been given that been given the formation. Are you open to that? I'm really scared to send this, but I'm doing it anyway. Well, Margaret, I'll buy that. I mean, to me, it is a lattice work energy structure that we're in, and it is an amorphic lattice work structure. So when we think in physics, we tend to think of solids. We'll play with water for a second here. We'll play with water. So you have a solid, that's ice. You have a liquid, that's water. You have a gaseous state, and that's steam. But you also can electrify that state, and you have plasma. And plasma is where the real party is at. That's where suddenly light speed or the speed of light is no longer important. Distance no longer exists. Free energy exists. All sorts of things come through that plasma state. What does that mean? Well, we are in an excited fluid state that is continuously changing and morphing and doing this incredible dance at the level of energy of plasma. What does this mean for us? It means your thoughts go faster than the speed of light. Your heart emits faster than the speed of light. You can go to Center for Noetic Sciences. We've had him on several times. Doctor's name, I can picture him right now. I can't believe I am not remembering your name at this moment. And he wrote, it will come to me. It will come to me. There are many studies that talk about us having precognition. What that means is we know the answer before the question has been asked. Why? Because of this excited lattice work structure that we are in. And it is crystalline in nature. It's crystalline in nature that has been excited to the point of fluid, to the point of a plasma, so that things are transmitted and can be transmuted as well infinitesimally quickly. What does that mean on a daily basis, Margaret? If you can visualize this structure, run with it. It means you have an easier time conducting energy and conducting thoughts. But if you can't visualize it, know that there is this connection, this structure that connects and binds each and every one of us. I'm thinking right now of, I like to bring it, this is why I resonate so much with Archangel Sandalphon. I like to bring it back to the human body. And we have connective tissue and myofascia. And if you look up a video of myofascia, it will look like this amoebic, almost crystalline substance that continuously changes form and changes shape and appears one place and suddenly it's another. That is this formation that we are living inside of. It's really, really cool. So, Margaret, I've been given this formation. Awesome, 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 awesome. I want you, Margaret, in your meditations to visualize it, to go there and see what you can create. Karen, is it possible to scree with a crystal ball that is not clear? Give it a clearing. Clear from Archangel Sandalphon, clear from whoever you want, and then do your practice. Ooh. Information gatherer. I am a Gemini sign of twins. What does that mean for me to use in powerful healing ways for my health? Move to true home life, or is it not like that? So, Hana Bear to me is the personification of twins. We are all twins being here and the other side of the veil. So there is Michael, that is here. And there is the bigger version of Michael. We'll call me little Michael. And then there's Mikey. Mikey likes it. So here's Mikey. And then Michael is out here and I can call on Michael and I can listen to Michael. And as a Gemini, you have an easier time calling on your own Michael, so to speak, on the other side. That to me is the most important understanding right now of us being a twin. So if we go back to Sandalphon, let's bring it back to Sandalphon and Metatron. Sandalphon is the purveyor or the carrier or the translator of prayers. He carries prayers from earth to heaven. Metatron, who is the more famous, I call it that, the more famous archangel, then takes our prayers translated by Sandalphon, which is why it's important to give them to Sandalphon, and helps those prayers come true. Metatron takes those translated prayers and puts them into practice. But it's Sandalphon who translates them. The two of them work together, as in earth, so in heaven, as below, so above, as above, so below. The more that you get this practice and start connecting with you on the other side, the better. In fact, you can literally go into conversation. All right, this is Mikey. Michael, are you listening? Yeah, Mikey, what's it this time? No. But you can literally start to have conversations with your higher self, who also, that twin part of you, exists outside of space and time. Like the archangels, can see what's going on, can see where you're at in the future, and then can help you on this journey where you're at here and now. Heen. Hi, Heen. Last night, for the first time ever, as I was going to sleep, I saw waves of light around my room, like clouds, really looked more like clouds. What do you think? Well, Heen, I was playing with that last night too. That's why I went, I want you to play there, Heen. I want you to explore there. So as you go down this rabbit hole, at a certain point, it may stay, it may not, it may come, it may go. You'll find yourself closing your eyes, and one of several things will happen when you go to sleep. You close your eyes, and either things get brighter rather than dimmer, which is typically what happens with me, or you start to find yourself going on journeys. That's what's happening here. So, Heen, you have a choice. Go on the journey and see what it provides you. Keep a notebook handy if you can to journal things down afterwards or when you wake up, which is really cool. See where the journey takes you, or go into prayer to have it carry you someplace you desire. So last night, as I'm going through the crowds, I'm going, can you help take me to my next home? And I think I went tonk and fell asleep before I could find where it take me, but it took me on a beautiful journey. Now, going back to an earlier question, oftentimes you can see this crystalline lattice work, almost breathing, the matrix of the universe, breathing, expanding and contracting and expanding and contracting as we go into sleep. So many magical things happen where what we're seeing is real, but we couldn't see it with these eyes. We see it with our third eye as we go to sleep when these eyes finally have a chance to rest. So I want you to play with this, Heen, and how does it get any better than this? So, Mary, I have been having heart palpitations this week. Interesting. What angel numbers does Sandalphon use? I saw 555444222 today. Could that have been Sandalphon? So Sandalphon uses whatever numbers there are to get through to you, Mary. There is no one specific number that represents Sandalphon. Okay. Sandalphon says I stand corrected. 1, 2, 3. Why 1, 2, 3? Because it is the step from Earth. It could have been 0, 1, 2, 3. The very basic steps of taking those first few stairs up to the heavens. 1, 2, 3 represents Sandalphon, represents basics, represents a connection from Earth to the heavens. Now, if you're having heart palpitations, that is certainly one way that angels work to get our attention. It also can mean things like taking more magnesium. But in this case, let's assume that it's angels getting your attention. And you saw 5555. That is the number of manifestation. And that means that you are on track to be able to manifest whatever you desire. And I know you. You're an incredible manifester. You've been whapped a little bit lately for steering, but you're an incredible manifester. That's the number of incredible manifestation. 444 means dial up your angels now. And 222, this is the interesting one. 222 means you can't get away with doing it all on your own. That's not allowed anymore. So certainly 222 is the number of being discerning, of looking, of paying attention. I went on a bike ride before Stephen Greer's interview. I'm not sure if this made it in the interview or not. So I got to watch his documentary before the interview. And to say I was blown away, the best I can come up with is no words. I didn't even have, my brain had, there are absolutely no words. And then I got to do an interview with him and my computer went, actually it froze up. We couldn't get enough speed out of the computer to hold the interview. It wouldn't do it. So I went on a bike ride and I thought about things. And I actually had a talk with Hannah Bear on the dock beforehand, who psychically gave me some very profound words of wisdom. And then I went on this bike ride. And my psycho computer at one point said 1 followed by 7, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then the number 7. 7, 1, 7 twos, and then 7. What was that telling me? 1 is the number of alignment. 7 is the number of blessing. 2 is discernment and step forward, step forward, step forward. That's what you're getting, Mary. Step forward, step forward, step forward. So what do you want? What's on your heart? Ask of it from the angels and then discern and step forward. In my case, it said, I have to do this show. And so I went back and did the show again with Stephen Greer the next day after completely scrapping all my old notes, throwing out everything I was going to say and starting from scratch. I love you, Mary. You got this. Pretty in pink. There are no silly questions. Pretty in pink. Silly question. No, there aren't. But do you need to sleep on the ground on the bottom floor of your home to use the grounding mat? Not at all, because your most computers, minus Apple's, I don't understand that. Most computers have a third prong plugging into the electrical outlet called the ground. If you have any other major appliance, if you have a vacuum cleaner, if you have a blender, what do you call it? Not a Ninja, because that's one of the portable ones, and that may not ground. But if you have one of the large blenders, all my names are gone here tonight as I'm channeling. They're all plugged in with 3 plugs rather than 2 because they have that third prong at the bottom that's round that goes to ground. Your electrical system is literally plugged into the earth to keep your computers, to keep your electronics, to keep your appliances from grounding out. And so that if electricity hits the house, it travels through a grounding wire straight down to the earth rather than coming in through your outlets and shorting out everything, hopefully, anyway. So you can plug in with any of these devices, you can plug into that third prong no matter what floor you're at and be completely grounded. Ooh, what color does Sandalphon represent? And that's one I haven't looked into, but I'm going to go with earth tones right here. And I know that there's more than that, but I would certainly go into greens. I would go into browns. I would go into rust colors. I would go into more of the grounding colors. And I'm sure there's more than that because since he is of the angelic realm, there are probably some lighter and brighter colors. So I'm going to look into that as well, Cosmic Cookie. A brilliant question. Trish, I want to write and illustrate a children's book about how to appreciate and love the earth. Would Sandalphon, yeah, the best angel right there. Would Sandalphon be good to ask for help because I'm so stuck? Trish, I would just have in written form, have a conversation with Sandalphon. And I would want to write an illustrated children's book about how to appreciate and love the earth. That's where I'm going, Trish. I want you to talk to Sandalphon as if you're the child reading the book. That's who I want you to be. So imagine that you're in a bookstore. I always go back to old movies. I think it's Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and they're in FOX, like Fox bookstores, and she's reading books to the kids. I want you to be one of those kids. And instead of Meg Ryan reading you the books, it's Sandalphon. And I want you to be in there and raise your hand and ask Sandalphon all the questions that you would ask if you're a kid reading this book or reading this whole series of books. Dominique Landry, how do you call Sandalphon? Ask for Sandalphon. There's no need for a magical thing. Archangel Sandalphon, please help me. Archangel Sandalphon, please be by my side. To me, particularly today, because it's been a wonky energy. Each time I felt my energy start to spin, Archangel Sandalphon, please help ground me. Archangel Sandalphon, please help ground me. Oh, gosh, yes. Kathy, can I ask Archangel Sandalphon to help a family member that really needs grounding right now? Absolutely, Kathy. This is the thing. We think, well, I can't interfere and it's not the right thing. And as I'm affecting free will, angels would do their best to help anyone that you love and care about when you ask for it, as long as it is for their highest good and the highest good of all. So, Kathy, if Archangel Sandalphon can reach out to your family member and help them, they get a boost by your asking for their assistance. It's sort of like Dr. Eben Alexander in Proof of Heaven, brilliant book about his long-term near-death experience. People were praying for him. People were reaching out to the angels before him. People actually reached out from the other side and grabbed him up out of what's called the earthworm world and grabbed him and brought him up to the higher realms before helping bring him back through prayer. So that prayer can be exceptionally important, Kathy. Lisa Buckner, we need the negative ions that we don't get since we don't live barefoot like we used to, right? No, we're still meant to be completely connected to the earth, and there's study after study. It's not where we are epigenetically not meant to be grounded anymore. It's sort of like an electronic piece of an equipment. The longer it goes without being grounded, the more it tends to degrade. We need that grounding. The proof is in how you feel. Lisa, if you strip off your shoes and go barefoot on the grass, you're going to go, oh my gosh. That's that sense of grounding, Lisa. So, and I'll put a link for people. I hadn't planned on it, but I'll put a link to people for earthing products here. You can buy from whomever you want. I will put the caveat, or caveat isn't the right thing, that I used to, and I think there may still be a link where we get something for it. So I want to buy from whomever. But you feel different. You feel better. You feel a sense of awe, not just from a mat, but barefoot on the earth, laying down on the earth, put a towel down on the dirt and go, and lay down on that towel. Go to a park, sit with your back against the tree. The tree is connected to the earth, and so you will be as well. Yes, yes, yes. I keep answering the questions before I finished reading them. Choose rescue. Is it okay to ask Archangel Sandalphon to clear all blocks, walls, wounds, and imprints too? Especially now because Archangel Sandalphon is reaching out even more now. Why is Archangel Sandalphon reaching out more now? And this actually gets to tomorrow's talk. And so I don't know how much I want to go there. The very basics are that Earth and humanity are at a very important, poignant, precarious, positive, I'll call it point. Poignant, precious, precarious, poignant, positive, precocious point, where we get to make some big decisions. And Archangel Sandalphon, who is the protector of humanity, but also the protector of the earth, wants to help us through this time. So Archangel Sandalphon is incredibly well suited to help you with blocks, walls, wounds, imprints, etc. Last few questions, then we're going to go into a brief meditation. Of course, come join us Wednesday, where we're going to be working with Sandalphon, working with Sandalphon's energy, doing group meditations, doing group clearings, working on alchemizing our energy, on revitalizing, on, as was mentioned earlier, reorganizing our crystalline lattice work structure, so that we can operate at a higher level and be grounded at this same time. All right, somebody mentioned tree hugger. And yes, I would be a tree hugger. I taught a course at Kripalu Meditation Center in Massachusetts well over a decade ago now, where I took such linear, is it left-brained individuals, and I had them hugging trees left and right, and they didn't want to stop hugging the trees when I was done with them. How does it get any better than this? Fawn Anderson, are our prayers heard if we think them instead of speaking them out loud? Yes, yes, yes. And Fawn, Archangel Sandalphon is the angel of music. If you can sing them out loud, great. If not, sing your prayers in your head. There's a different frequency to them. I call right now, Archangel Sandalphon. Play with it. Your angels will hear you no matter what, but there's a different frequency behind it. And that looks like it for questions. And so I'm going to take another sip of water as we are at 911. What does 911 represent? 911 represents calling on assistance at this time. 9 is our life path number. It means we need help to go in the direction that we desire to go. 1 and 1 means alignment. 1 plus 1 is 2, which means co-creation, discernment, and asking for assistance. You put that all together and it means now is the time to ask for help. Now is the time for ask for help in where I get to go and where I want to go. That is 911. And just as I finish that, it says 912. All right, let's drink a sip of water. Let's dive right in. And Chelsea says, instant chills when I sing the prayer in my head. Exactly. And then if you're ready for it, oh my gosh, I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing. Tomorrow night, very, very special show. Not an easy one. And Mark, fasten your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelt for tomorrow night. And I say this with love. All right. Thank you, Aya, and thank you, Anne, and thank you, Bhavik, as well. We're going to do a simple little Sandalphon grounding meditation right here to help us all plug back into Mama Earth, feel a little bit better, feel a little more relaxed and at ease. So you can close your eyes now. You can put your feet on the ground. I like playing with this Do a gentle pitter patter of your feet on the ground. I picture they're like Hannah Bear's feet, but she's got power in her feet now. Pitter patter your feet on the ground. Wiggle your gluteus maximus, also known as a tuchus, and many other things. Wiggle that on your chair as well. And feel your energy just sink down into that chair. Sink down into your legs and sink down further and further and further still, right down into the earth. We take a deep breath up and in. We let it out. Deep breath up and in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. In and out. As we continue to breathe in and out, I want you to imagine that with every breath, you're drawing up energy through your feet, all the way up to your coccyx, up through your tailbone, up through your spine, up through the top of your head, and up to the heavens and beyond. And then back, down, 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 around in front of you. We breathe and draw that energy in and up, up, up. And then out and down, down, down and around. In and up, out and down. In, you feel your feet start to tingle. Up, up, up through the tip of your scalp. Down, down, down and around. Breathe in, you get the tingling feet, maybe a buzziness through the spine, your shoulders, your neck, up to the heavens. Down and around. Continue to breathe up and breathe down. Up and down. Up and down. So we continue to breathe up and down. What we're doing is we are naturally grounding ourselves, naturally preparing ourselves for higher level energies. Now, in this case, grounding as we might, it's still easy to feel spun. It's still easy to feel overwhelmed, although my voice may be calming you and grounding you right now. What I'd like us to do is I would like us to call in Archangel Sandalphon and imagine that he is standing right there before us, the tallest of the tallest of the tallest angels in the world. I call in Archangel Sandalphon. I call in Archangel Sandalphon. I call in Archangel Sandalphon. Feel free to continue repeating after me. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for being by my side. And thank you for helping me to ground. Archangel Sandalphon, please take this excess energy away. Archangel Sandalphon, please take these worries, anxieties, and nervous energy, mine or otherwise, and help ground me into the earth. Archangel Sandalphon, please give me the strength, support, and stability of the earth. Archangel Sandalphon, please help reset me of body, mind, and spirit as I once originally was and will return to as well. Please help me return to most natural, grounded, peaceful state. Archangel Sandalphon, please help give me clarity of mind, clarity of heart, clarity of soul. Archangel Sandalphon, please help hold me in a bubble of clarity and grounding as I pause for a minute and soak up your energy. And with that said, let's all simply breathe out and in, or in and out together as one, as we bask in Sandalphon's peaceful, grounding, heaven and earth energy for the next minute, with him standing in front of us or by our sides. And we soak this energy all in, beginning now. You can breathe up and pull that energy up through your feet, up to the heavens, and out, and down around. Archangel Sandalphon, please help protect me. Please help guide me. Please help ground me. Keep me safe and bring me peace. Help anchor me into your love, into your peace, into your stillness, and into your power, so that no matter what I hear, see, or feel, I remain grounded, at one, and still like the calmest waters first thing in the morning, without nary a ripple on the surface. Can you feel that peace? Can you feel that ease? Can you feel that stillness? This is your true nature, and it's easiest to plug in when you call on Sandalphon and have him by your side. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So I want to thank you for joining me here this evening. I send so much love your way. I want to wish you the single most beautiful, most amazing evening ahead and week ahead. Looking for where my headphones are so I can get in touch with my producer here. And just connect with Sandalphon, with everything you've got. I can see everybody's gone quiet here. So Michelle, you're most welcome. Mary and Mark and Mary and Andrea and Doreen. we put Andrea's Kubi to sleep through this. I love it. I love it. I love it. This was not a woohoo meditation. This was a ground and peace. And that's what we need now more than anything, anything, anything else. So I will see you in the upcoming days. Oh, I believe Bhavik is going to put on the trailer for tomorrow night in just a moment. So let me say this. If you want to stay in that state of peace, because tomorrow is a power show, thank you, Catalina. Oh, I send so much love your way. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Catalina, sending all our love your way. Feel free to turn down the volume or turn off your screen where all you catch is the chat before this trailer comes up. And then we'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll see you at class on Wednesday night. And how does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Bhavik and Anne and Aya, our dream team, and Nico for putting together tomorrow night's show, and everyone, and Angie and Sophia, a member of our Backstage Pass, and Mary Parker and Christina. That's at the join button down below, and Lisa Buckner and Amanda. Love you guys so, so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening ahead. All right, be well, everyone. Lots of love. Are we free?
Energy structure, our entire system is basically been geared towards the profits of a very small number of people. What I discovered is that there were illegally run classified projects that have taken these technologies from people all the way back to Nikola Tesla. All of humanity has been enslaved into a paradigm due to the technologies that have existed for 100 years, but that have been sequestered and illegally confiscated or black-shelled by corporations and kept away from the public. That if we're going to empower ourselves and have a world to leave our children, we are going to have to figure out how to get out of this sort of global slavery. I shouldn't talk about this, but at a certain point, you've got to get this beast on a leash.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations.